Hello everyone and welcome back on this channel. Today we are gonna talk about Blackpink and why their latest appearances as a group suck, because there are like so many things I would like to talk about today. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment if you like this video, if you have something you would like me to talk about, and we can start. I hope you can hear me well, because I'm trying to do something like different, because I'm trying to improve. So I have a little microphone, so I hope it's okay. Firstly, I would like to put a small disclaimer here that I am a fan of Blackpink. I've been a fan of Blackpink since maybe like early 2017, I would say, and I love them. I support them. I support them even if they are like soloists, and I support them even if they are, for example, a group. Okay, so there is like no hate, no anything. I like my girls. It's just like here are things which I am not very happy about, as well as we will be discussing some things which I've noticed, also some kind of like my conspiracy theories, which I think are like very important to talk about. So we can start. So firstly, I think that we all know that Blackpink is like, I would say, like one of the most famous like global groups or even like K-pop groups, but I feel like, of course, the beginning was quite difficult for them. We know that they had to promote their, songs or like their albums almost everywhere. But then I would say they got lucky in some way, so they got like very popular or like very famous. So I don't really have a problem with it, like at all. Maybe my small problem, like just a very minor one, is that I don't know why, but at some point, every single time they, release their comeback, the layout of the song or like the layouts of the songs are always the same. Like every single time Jenny starts the music video, right? Then she is probably like rapping or something. Then there's Lisa. She is also rapping. Then there's probably, I would say, Rose in most cases, and then there's like rest of the song. Then there is like the bridge, there is some kind of like, repeating, and then again there is Jenny, then there is Lisa, then is probably Jisoo and stuff. So that is a thing which bothers me quite a lot, because after a few times it it starts to be quite annoying. Like I'm not talking about like the newest songs, for example Go, or for example Jump, or for example Shut Down, but like they're like a little bit old songs or like older songs. Then my another problem is that their albums or like their discography, like there is not or like there are not so many songs if we compare it to like other popular groups, for example, I don't know, Twice, or really, for example, I don't know, Stray Kids, BTS, even IVE, which are like, a different generation of K-pop, but still. And this is really which pisses me off, because they are talented, but it's because simply they don't really have freedom in like this. And one of the members was like very clear about it. I think it was Rose and Jenny, if I'm correct. So I think this is like very unfortunate, I think. But let's go to the like main deal, right? I think, or this is some kind of like a hot take, but I think Blackpink, or the end of the Blackpink, was with Shut Down era, or like MV. Because as we know, Shut Down, in my opinion, as well as with many other people, is that it was their, disbanding song, right? We can see in the MV that they're, closing everything. It's a shutdown, as well as we can see some kind of like recreations of some kind of like other famous parts of their different songs. I thought that like this is the end, right? So it's like, at least I thought that this is the end, because YG, like the company, he is always making like, he only focuses on just one group. So we, for example, had 21, then he like disbanded the group, even though they are not like disbanded, but we know. Then there was like Blackpink. And then we have like baby monsters, if I can say it. I'm not saying that they are all the same. I'm just saying that YG is always trying to focus on one group. So what I think is that YG tried to create like, a newer generation, or like the new generation of Blackpink. So it was supposed to be like Baby Monster, but because I don't really want to say that Baby Monster like they flopped or they failed or they are like unsuccessful, but I think that YG in, with his own eyes, I think he see or think that they are not as popular as he thought they are gonna be. Because let's be honest, they are not that popular, even though they are like very talented. I think they sing perfectly, they dance perfectly, but they don't have the same fame. Let's just put it like this. So that's why I think that they release like Shutdown. So then there's like, silent disbandment, because, everything was set with this one. Like there was nothing to add, right? So the members could, for example, like focus more on their like solo careers. So I think the YG just wanted to create like new Blackpink, younger one, maybe more talented one, but I think he was not really like so successful with this. So that's why, because I feel like YG, he is still like struggling to find like new CL, new G Dragon, new Jenny. So because he is afraid that he is gonna, lose, or like, his, I don't know, like success, or, money or anything. That's why I feel like he is using Blackpink as some kind of like money machines, or like some kind of like money machine, because they had some kind of like hiatus. Is it called like hiatus? So he had some kind of like, break, so they could like focus more on their solo careers, and we had like baby monsters. Yeah, we know. So then, I don't know, but I feel like YG some kind of like rushed the contract, or like renewal, to renewal the contract with the girls, or like to renew the contract with the girls, like the Blackpink members. So, just to really like make more money. So that's why I feel like the announcement for the Blackpink concerts, it was all like so rushed, like it was out of nowhere, because even though, I mean, I understand they are still a group, right? They are like famous K-pop group, like one of the biggest one. So I understand that it's quite unlogical to really like disband them when they are like so popular. But on the other hand, I feel like the girls would prefer to really like stick to their own solo careers. But it may be just my opinion, right? So because I feel like YG, or like the team which stands behind Blackpink, I feel like they have like no idea what to do with the girls next, because with the shutdown everything was set, all those eras, everything. But now we had like the latest album with Go MV, and some kind of like side tracks. But I don't know why I feel it's like very empty, and there is like lack of something. And I understand it's simply because this might be some kind of like hot take or unpopular opinion, but I think Blackpink is a brand, it's not a band anymore, right? Like they are more like a, I understand why some people think that they are like mothers of K-pop, like they are something special about it. But let's be honest, it's not really about like their music, it's more about like the impact they brought to the music industry. So that's why, on one hand, I understand, like, maybe even they, like the members, maybe they want to, like, still continue to be a group, but, like, it's not only, like, YG's fault, but I don't know. I just feel like, even this is, again, some kind of, like, reminder. I've never been to, like, Blackpink concerts, so I don't know about the interactions, but from what I've seen is that even the chemistry feels off. I know that even, in the past, we had like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, we had some kind of like misunderstoodments or some kind of like theories that, for example, Lisa and Rose were some kind of like in a cold war or something. But I don't really think that it's about some kind of like, arguing or about some kind of like wars. I feel more like they want to focus more on their solo careers. Because, I don't know, I think everybody can see it. So let me know what you think. But I mean, nowadays, even though as a K pop fan, I hate when a group which I like disbands. It breaks my heart. I'm very sad about it. But on the other hand, why is YG and why are the girls trying to destroy something which they created, right? Like, they were praised, but now, because, for example, it feels just off, it just feels off. I don't know, because I feel like they are better solos nowadays. Like, I don't really think they have to be like the members, for example, the friends forever, or like best friends forever. So, like, I like them more solos. Like, even though it's like nice to have them together, but I don't really think the chemistry or, the passion for the music as a group is still there, right? So, for example, I love them solo. I love diversity. As we can see, Jenny, she's more focused on, the reliability. Like, we can relate to her. She is more focused to, being elegant, to be an icon. She also tried to act, right? She is creating her own company. There are some rumors that she is gonna start some K-pop groups or like groups on her own, like to be a mentor. Or, for example, there is Lisa, which is really like focused more on being a pop star, or like being orientated or like singing more about like fame, about money, about, then there's Rose. She is more like a rock, romance, exes, lovers orientated. And then there's Jisoo, which is more orientated, or she tries to focus on her acting career. And that's why I think, because let's be honest, even though they are nice as a group, there is still some kind of like nostalgia in it. But I think we should just, let them be, because I know they are in the industry since they were maybe like 13, and now Ginny is pushing like 30, if I'm correct, right? But I don't really think they want to be like labeled like, Blackpink member or ex Blackpink member. I think they want to focus on their like own careers. They have their own friends. They try to break free from the YG company, which brings me to why they decided to renew the contract. I understand the money is probably like the biggest thing, or like the biggest point, but still, I just don't understand it. Let me know, what do you think about like Blackpink? What do you think about their solo careers? Let me know if you think they should still be considered as a K-pop group, or if they should go their separate ways. Or what do you think about the YG? I'm very excited to see it. So thank you so much for watching this video, and hopefully see you in the next one. Thank you so much for all the lovely comments. Thank you so much for likes. Thank you so much for subscribing. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. It helps me a lot. And in the future, I would love to make more K-pop videos. So stay tuned. Thank you so much and have a nice day. Bye.